printer go brrrr.
Money printer go brrrr, 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 brrrr.
You see how universal that brrrr is?
It's a global language, isn't it?
It's a global language. Right there, that kind of sounded like, you know, the those Arab women that do that brrrr.
Very much so. You know, you don't want to run into that. You know, it means bad things are going to happen.
Well, I want to say we're happy to be here at LeBitConf, and that is the universal language that we would like to talk about. We are all banana republics now. We are all money printers now. We are all Argentina now. We are all Venezuela now. We are all Zimbabwe now.
All money printer all the time. That's right. Keynesian economics has triumphed around the world. Next stop, socialism. After that, communism. But of course, that's nothing new. The horror of money printing is known already in Latin American countries. This is not news. But in the United States of America, it is. They don't yet get it. What happens when you hyperinflate and your currency turns to garbage?
Right. So, you know, luckily we are all Bitcoiners. And that's the thing, is like, because we are all banana republics, we are all money printer go brrr, we are all Zimbabwe, we are all Venezuela, we are all Argentina, we are all in the same boat. And luckily for us here at LeBitConf, we're also Bitcoiners. We are all Bitcoiners. We don't discriminate against anybody except for fiat people and all the altcoin people and the shitcoin people.
Yeah, I mean, there's now 7,000 different coins out there. And the hash rate on Bitcoin continues to dominate the whole universe. It's at 85% of the whole universe of crypto, and that's going to keep going higher. That's the hash rate on Bitcoin just hit 150 quintillion hashes per second. This is a new record, a new high. This is the number. This is the number to keep track of. Don't look at price, look at hash rate.
Now, also look at the real world, because the real world presents real problems and real people overcome real problems, and including using Bitcoin. As Kaiser Report, as Max Kaiser, as Stacy Herbert, as we have discussed with the world since 2011, and many people in Latin America have seen our show dubbed into Spanish, so they've been introduced to Bitcoin for a very long time. And here's a headline in the mainstream media, Reuters, and they're saying how Bitcoin met the real world in Africa. So they're talking about this guy, Obalaji Odunjo, and he supplies cell phones to the market in Nigeria, and he buys his product from China and the UAE. Well, 4 months ago, he started using Bitcoin only to pay his suppliers, and that saved him huge percentage in the money transmission fees, but also he used to have to convert the Nigerian currency to dollars, then send them to China, and then send the product here. Here we have an instantaneous settlement system that is being used as a unit of account, whereby he's allowed to buy his product in Bitcoin now, saves him a huge amount of money, and it provides a better service, faster service for cheaper prices for his local customers.
Right. You know, the history of all money goes through 4 stages. First, it's a collectible, then it's a store of value, then it's a medium of exchange, then it's a unit of account. In Nigeria now, they've already leapfrogged into unit of account. In other countries around the world, they're transitioning from Bitcoin as collectible to Bitcoin as store of value. And in other countries that are slightly more ahead, they are already using Bitcoin as medium of exchange. And now in Nigeria, they've reached the apex of money involvement. And now Bitcoin is unit of account. So they are the world leader today. Nigeria is leading the world. The single country leading the world in the Bitcoin space today is Nigeria.
The quote that they give for this guy, he says, Bitcoin helped to protect my business against the currency devaluation and enabled me to grow at the same time. You don't have to pay charges. You don't have to buy dollars, right? You don't have to buy dollars. And that's really important as we head into this next stage of deglobalization. The world goes through cycles. It goes through business cycles. It goes through life cycles. It goes through generational cycles, and it goes through cycles of empires. And if we're at the end of one empire and the beginning of another, or a multipolar world, we don't know yet, it always goes through periods of deglobalization. So as deglobalization heats up, and you see what's happening in America, is the process of more censorship of payments. And this is going to be something that everybody who is an entrepreneur, everybody who travels a lot, who is a digital nomad, and many people who attend La BitConf are that sort of person, that we now have a censorship-resistant money. And this is censorship-resistant to a dying empire, but also censorship-resistant in terms of what inflation and money printing does to you. Like, it censors your time, right? It censors your options. It censors your life potential, inflation.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a huge topic, really, money and the state. Bitcoin separates money from state. It's the first successful attempt to do that at scale. Certainly gold does separate money from state, but it doesn't do it at scale. It's very localized, and people still hoard gold, and you still need a lot of cost in storing gold and protecting gold. So Bitcoin is the first complete separation of money and state. And this means that the state is going to wither away. And of course, the state will do everything it can to stop that. And the state has a lot of recourse. None of it is very nice. You know, they can get pretty nasty. So listen, we're in a fight, and Latin America has been fighting this fight for decades. Latin America has been at the tip of the spear for decades, fighting the central banks, the fiat banks, the economic hitman, as John Perkins calls them. So it should do great. I see Nigeria and Latin America are leading the world in Bitcoin.
In fact, however, we are in a post-nation state era if we want it, and I believe we can have it. I think we have been atomized and torn apart globally in this last era of globalization as somehow competing with each other, whereas we are all Bitcoiners. I don't care if you're from Botswana, like Bitcoin Lady, Ala Kanani, or from Venezuela, or from Mexico, or from Canada, or from London, or from Iceland, or from Russia, or from China, or from Hong Kong. Like, we're all Bitcoiners. If you're a Bitcoiner, you're a Bitcoiner, and that's the entrance to the club, is owning one Satoshi. That's it. One Satoshi, and you can join the club.
Right. You know, the old strategy from the state is divide and conquer. But, you know, that's not going to work this time, because as you divide or atomize, as you say, you're only creating more Bitcoiners who become individually sovereign. So that strategy of divide and conquer is going to be spectacularly ineffective during this period of deglobalization, reatomization, and Bitcoinification.
Well, so as the money printers go brrrr, as they bring out their weapons of inflation and bailouts for the wealthy, for the elite, for the oligarchs, for the corrupt around the world, you have a weapon that's just one Satoshi. That's all you need. One Satoshi.
That's all you need. You know, that's all you need. And it's easy to get. On-ramp, get a Satoshi, and you've got individual sovereignty. You're saving money. You've got individual self-worth. You are now a saver, not a spender. You are now against the bad guys and for the good guys and joining. But, you know, it's all good.
And you're in it for the long haul because your time preference changes.
So true. Time preference is a thing you must consider when you put all the pieces together to create this mosaic of Bitcoin splendor, kind of a parallel universe of Satoshiism, where your mind fuses with that of Satoshi, and the evergreen fields of poppies and wildflowers and Satoshi pop into your subconscious together, and it's love. It's all about love. Love will save the day. Bye.
Peace to la BitConf.
Peace to la BitConf.